Sometimes the best thing a founder can do is to replace themselves as CEO. Trust me, I've done it. Kind of twice. And by the way, since I did this, I actually became more useful to the company. I also invested in another 2 businesses, and I'm on my way to buying a 3rd. None of that I would have been able to do if I was still in the CEO role. So here are the steps that I took. Maybe it would be useful to you. The first thing I did was audit myself as CEO. Now, the definition of a CEO is actually a little hazy, and it kind of varies from company to company, but basically, a CEO should oversee strategic direction of the company, lead the building of a company vision, implement changes and plans against that vision, communicate with everyone in the organization, and select the senior leadership team. Truth be told, in my company Exposure Ninja, I did some of that, but the company really didn't have a clear vision, and I wasn't detail oriented enough to bother with the plans once they'd been initially agreed. I was always on to the next thing. So once I'd looked at the typical CEO role and seen the pieces that I wasn't good at, what happens next? Well, for me, this was about working out what I did want to continue doing. It's not like I was going to exit and run away, although that might be you. I wanted to continue being involved in the marketing side, and if some of the day-to-day running of the business, setting the vision stuff was off with the CEO, I could do more of the marketing stuff. For many founders, this might be sales. I've spoken to a couple hundred agency founders over the last 8 months, and for many founders, the piece that they want to hold on to is sales. That's the bit that they really enjoy the most. So now I knew the gaps in the CEO job description that I needed a new candidate to fill, and I also knew the bits that I wanted to continue with that I didn't need the CEO to fill. So next up, it's about finding the person who's the right fit. This might be an internal hire, i.e. you're promoting someone, or it might be an external candidate. I've done both. In Exposure Ninja, our COO Charlie was a great and logical fit for CEO. She knows the company knows her, and having worked with her for a decade, I knew she would be up to the job. In the construction business that I invested in, we actually hired an external candidate to run the company. If you're going to go an external candidate route, I think you need to be crystal clear on the job description and responsibilities. And importantly, I think you need to be looking for someone who balances out the founder really well. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and there's absolutely no point hiring someone for a CEO role that is exactly like the founder. But this is always the temptation. The founder finds someone who's just like them and says, they're going to be the perfect CEO. No, they won't. We already tried that. Then, of course, it's about setting expectations, clear targets, and managing them. And of course, communicating this change to the company. This is a significant change for a company. In the Exposure Ninja handover, we gave the team months of notice so they could understand the change, think about what it was going to mean to them, and start thinking about Charlie as the CEO of the business. By the time we officially handed over, it had felt like it had been that way for ages.